Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen once again here to Virtual Racing Network. We have 5.5 minutes left on the clock before we get this thing started. Well, of course, before we get into all of the racing details and what you can expect here for tonight, of course, we want to go through all of the sponsors that make this possible on the broadcast side of things. Of course, general sponsors here for tonight, on the racing side of things, we have Global Building Contractors, Leo's Coney Island and Rochester Hills, and coming on board brand new, that is Dan Butler Designs, coming on brand new here for this series. And of course, the presenting sponsor here for tonight's race, that is iRacing Drivers World. Make sure if you're an iRacer, you head on over there, join that group, post your comments, pictures, videos, concerns, whatever it happens to be, you can post it over on iRacing Drivers World. On the broadcast side of things, we want to give a big shout out to all of our partners as well. As always, starting with Walls Beard Go for all your beard balm products. Head on over there. It's all natural and organic stuff. Definitely going to need some of that. SimSpeedShop.com, your one-stop shop for custom-made button boxes and e-brakes for you rallycross racers. Again, head on over to SimSpeedShop.com to pick up one or both of those items today. Northwest Racing Series, your official one-to-go sponsor here for tonight's race. As always, they have been on for quite some time. We're glad to have them here. We also broadcast their league on Monday and Wednesday nights. Ohio IndyCar League. If you're looking to get IndyCar racing into your life, there is no better place to do so than Ohio IndyCar League. Check them out at facebook.com/Ohio IndyCar League for all the latest information. iBog, iBog.co, iRacing Broadcast Overlay Graphics, your sim race broadcast graphic source. If you are looking to get into broadcasting or just need some overlays for streaming, head on over to iBog.co to get those started from Jason Allison. And of course, your post-race show tonight will be presented by Randy's Wraps as we talk to your top 3 drivers to wrap up all the racing action. Again, that is presented by Randy's Wraps. If you need a really nice paint job for a really good price, head on over to Facebook and look up Randy's Wraps. That being said, we have about 3 minutes left on the clock here. Tonight's race will be 65 laps, 173 miles, technically 172.9, I believe it was. We rounded that up to 173. Pit road is 60 miles per hour, so pit road speed faster than any other track. We'll see some really fast times here too. This is the NASCAR's biggest circuit at 2.66 miles long. The course, everyone knows the start-finish line, as you see, it should be in the tri-oval. It is not. It is actually past where you see on your screen right now. It is going closer to turn 1. So a long stretch here to get to the start-finish line. That could play a factor in tonight's race. We'll definitely be looking to see if that indeed is going to be an issue or not. Will they be able to hold it, and will we see any 3-wide racing here tonight? I expect to say we probably will see some 3-wide racing. That being said, here we are getting into the last minutes of practice. We have about a minute 50 left, so we are going to step away. We will be right back after your national anthem with qualifying coming up here in just a few moments.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed. and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, qualifying is officially underway, and it looks like the first driver we see, or one of the first drivers coming out, is going to be Mikey Neal and the number 8 Budweiser machine here tonight. So we're going to go ahead and put your driver bar up here for tonight's race. As again, no times have officially been put in yet, so we are going to give them just a minute to put times in. We have about 27 drivers here. And it will take them quite a bit of time to get around this track, as it is a huge track. We'll see what kind of times they're going to put in. Keep in mind, whatever they're put in here now, for anyone that's not familiar with this track, and the ones that already know, that this is not going to be a true representation of what their times are going to be. These are just some really fast times, but once they get in that draft, times will get a lot faster. Again, they will have that draft. You get 2, 3, 4, 5 cars in a row, or even more. We'll see that draft and pick up those times quite a bit. Right now, these guys are doing a just fantastic job so far in this season. Before times are put in, is right there is going to be the warm-up lap coming up here in a minute. Let's zoom out just a little bit. As you can see, he is starting his first timed lap. Again, nobody has put in a time. There are about 10 drivers on the track at the moment. Cody Levitt not coming out yet. Jameer Mohammed has not come out. Brian Dorsey has not come out. Trevor Graff from Scotty Zerk. Chris Brown. A lot of drivers yet to come out, but a lot of drivers out on the track as well, as we are following this very closely to see where everyone stacks up. And of course, their second lap will be a little bit faster than their first, assuming they, of course, do not hit the wall or anything like that. As first times coming in for these drivers here momentarily, as we'll see what Mikey Neal puts in. Right there's the start finish line, and it is going to be a 54.068. As we'll go ahead and put your top 20 times up on the screen. And it's going to be Jeremy Evans so far that has the fastest time with the 53.689. With a very fast time there with the 53. Right behind him, John Van Verellis. And correction, now it's going to be Justin Starr with a 53.792. Then John Van Verellis with a 53.798. Some really fast times coming in. Cole Day currently sitting there with a fourth place time of 53.909. So another very fast time for him as well. We've been seeing a lot of really good times coming in lately, and I don't expect that to change anytime soon. So we'll just have to keep an eye on everybody here tonight and see what kind of times these guys do put in. It looks like Cole Day is going to take it to the top, but right behind him is going to be Mikey Neal with well, he was now in third with a 52.753. Jeremy Evans back to the top. Alex Huffman currently sitting in ninth place. We'll expect to see a lot of good racing here. I expect to see some three-wide action very quickly, as they do not have any sort of three-ride rule or anything like that in effect. So we do expect to see that quite quickly here. Looks like Tony Rice in that 64 machine is going to come out onto the track now, as he should put in his first time lap right there. If that wasn't his warm-up lap, we'll see. That indeed was his warm-up lap. This is his first lap. Brian Jones strapped into his car, but is not out on the track just yet. Sal Casey, one of our new drivers in that number 40 machine. He's currently sitting in 13th place. We'll see right now, 53.929. I expect that next lap to be just a little bit faster as he comes past pit road. Coming up on the start-finish line, he's going to take it below the yellow line. And right there will be his next time, and it's going to be a 52.904 to put himself into 11th place. So we'll see after all of that. Right now, Justin Spear in 4th place. Justin Starr sitting in 10th right now with a solid top 10 time. Mikey Neal parked on the side of the track, fixing to see if he can't get it stuck there in the track. Tony Rice currently in 14th now with a 53.469, but again, he will put in a little bit faster time, or he will not. He's going to stop. Brian Jones yet to come out in that 45 machine, and that's not going to happen as the checkered flag is waving. So we'll go ahead and get rid of your qualifying times here off the board. And we're going to go ahead and get to your Walls Beard Co. starting grid, as it's going to be Jeremy Evans on the pole. So we'll go ahead and pull it up. Row 1 is going to be the 4 of Jeremy Evans and the 37 of Cole Day. Row 2 is going to be the 8 of Mikey Neal and the 77 of Justin Spear. Row 3 is going to be the 63 of Charles Hoffman and the 91 of Jim Locking. Row 4 is going to be the 87 of John Van Varillis and the 17 of Craig Schwartz. Row 5 is going to be the 83 of Alex Huffman and the 99 of Justin Starr. Row 6 is going to be the 40 of Sal Casey and the 21 of Dan Butler. Row 7 is going to be the 39 of Roger Muth and the 64 of Tony Rice. Row 8 is going to be the 2 of Jameer Muhammad and the 10 of Jason Covington. Row 9 is going to be the 45 of Brian Jones and the 1 of Chris Brown. Row 10 is going to be the 5 of Brandon Dorsett and the 9 of Brian Dorsey. Row 11 is going to be the 28 of Brian Bissell and the 30 of Mike Rigney. Row 12 is going to be the 38 of Cody Levitt and the 47 of Trevor Graffel. Row 13 is going to be Ray Moss and the 70 of Sam Crow. Row 14, rounding out the field all by himself here, that is going to be the 31 of Scotty Zerk, and that will do it here for your Walls Beard Co. starting grid, as we're going to drop down to the track to get a feel for this, as they have one lap away from getting the green flag here at Talladega Superspeedway. Alright, who is ready for some great racing here tonight? Let us know in chat who your pick for tonight's race is, as I know we have a lot of fans out there with very particular drivers. So let us know here. You got about 20 seconds before we go live who your pick is. Alright, let's see, we got Mike Neal picking Huffman here tonight. We'll see who else we have. We'll definitely see. And of course, for anyone that's familiar with VRN here, that you know Jeff has the night off here tonight, as it is just myself, Charles, here in the booth. Definitely, we are currently looking for second chair commentators here for this series, as well as people that can broadcast themselves and stream. We are looking for a whole crew to come in here so we can pick up a few more events. But that being said, it is time to get this going. Green flag is in the air here at Talladega Super Speedway. And what a jump for Jeremy Evans in the 4 as he gets a nice jump there on the lead. But again, that is not going to matter. Just because you get a nice jump like that doesn't mean anything here at Talladega or Daytona. It's all about 2-car, 3-car, or pack racing. You want to get a group of cars together, and it looks like Cole Day in the 37 is going to take to the outside here and try to get by him on the outside for the lead. And he is ahead of him at the moment, but he is all by himself, and it's not going to stick. Possibly, there it goes. I didn't think that lead would hold. Indeed, it does not, as now Mikey Neal comes from about 4th place is where he started, I believe. Take a quick look at that. He started 3rd, and he is into 2nd as he is going to get by the 37. The 37 made a good jump there, but just was unable to have anybody go up there and help him. However, he does have some company coming from the 91 of Jim Locking back there now. As we'll zoom in to get a better picture here. We'll go back to Jim Locking. In that 91, I'm not sure who, that's the 83 of Alex Huffman on the outside. Here comes Justin Starr in the 99. They're going to help them as well. In the 39, getting into the picture as well. We'll see if he can possibly push this group to the front, as that's where we're headed, back up to the front. The 37 of Cole Day trying to get the help he needs, but right now not happening. He just really would love to get that lead. He had it for a split second, but Evans has led the only official lap completed here so far in tonight's race. Will somebody else lead a race right now? It's the 37 of Cole Day that's out front. What you see right there, he has the run he needs, but just can't complete it. He needs a little bit more help, and you'll see it throughout the night here tonight, folks. These cars, how they are staggering each other. It looks like they're trying to maybe get out and get a run. They're not. You cannot be square bumper to bumper with these cars. You have to be a little bit staggered off, as that's what you see there. You see the 99, even the 4 and the 8, how they're staggered a little bit. You have to be a little offset from their bumper to get the optimal draft. So that's what we will be seeing here tonight. We won't see anybody square on their bumper. However, with these particular cars, unlike the car tomorrow, the Gen 6, all the newer cars, you can get right on somebody's back bumper, and definitely you can push them to a victory. We've been told about it. We've seen it ourselves anyway too. You can really push somebody to the win. And the other thing about these cars is if they get involved in a wreck, you can really tear a car up pretty quick. So a lot of things can go right and a lot of things can go wrong here with these cars, as we are now 4 laps in of 65. So we'll see how everything plays out. It's a 91, the 37, and the 83 are on the outside. Justin Starr there, the 39 as well. So we literally have a split field right now. The 64 of Tony Rice is in this outside lane, as well as I believe that's the 5 of Brandon Dorsett, and the 28 back there as well as Brian Bizzle. So really a split field. We're going to zoom out here and you can see just how split this field is, the top side versus the bottom. It's the outside row seems to be making a move here. We'll see. Is the 37 going to cut down and leave his outside row buddies out there all by himself? He is not. I don't know. If I was a 37, I might have come down and taken that position there, but he didn't do it. He's going to stay up. That is a very honorable move that he didn't come down. Well, he could have easily taken the lead and left that outside row kind of high and dry without him. He did not do that. He's more concerned about keeping that row going than he is potentially leading this lap. So that is very awesome to see that he indeed did choose to do that. That will come back to help him later on in the night, as it looks like his name's not showing up. 37, that is Cole Day. If we get a caution, we will reset the overlays and get that name in there. But right now, some really good racing here on both sides, the inside and the outside lane. The question is, which lane will prevail here tonight. I know we got a lot of people out there. Let's get that opinion here for all the fans out there watching on YouTube tonight. Which lane do you think the winner will come from? Inside, outside, or will it be the middle? Will we see 3 wide and the winner come from the middle lane? Let us know in chat, where do you think the winner is going to come from? Which lane? Bottom, middle, or top? Or and who will it be? See if we can get any predictions right in here. Will it come from the middle, bottom, or top row, or will it? And who will that winner be? Let us know in chat. We'll see if we can predict the winner here tonight, because it's going to be crazy. Mikey Neal right now pushing the 4 out front. He is doing a really good job. Obviously, you're only going to push someone as long as you can until that final lap. But again, we still have plenty of laps to go. We're only on lap 7 of 65. While we have a moment here, we're coming up. Let's go over to Mikey Neal. Let's go on board with him as we go to the roll bar camera. Again, we'll actually pull the wrong bar up there. That is presented by T&D Rustic Decor. For now, we are looking for a new onboard camera. We're going to go silent here for 1 lap. You go 1 lap with Mikey Neal on board here around Talladega Superspeedway. Alright, there you have it. 1 lap around this track. So we went on board with the 8 of Mikey Neal. He's sitting currently 4th position. And we'll see 4th or 5th. He's got Alex Huffman, his teammate, sitting on the outside. I'm sure they would love to get together and try to work together. Right now, it's not happening. However, you could very well work with your teammate on the outside. If you can get both of you to the front and kind of tandem there, be side by side, it can work. And we do have 3 wide, as Alex Huffman's going to be the first one to take it 3 wide. And he is going to take it to the line here momentarily. I'm not sure who's going to get the lead here, but I believe it's going to be the 4, Jeremy Evans, who's out front. Can I stand corrected? Oh, no, there it is. Jeremy Evans did lead that lap. However, it was very close between him and Alex Huffman, who now slides back in to the middle row here. We'll see. Now we got the 5 of Brandon Dorsett on the outside, and he is going to have to tuck back in as he is losing several spots. So that 3 wide not working for him, but they do have a line coming behind him. You got the 28, and I'm not sure who that is behind them. That is opting to go 3 wide as well. And we'll go back here around the 40 as we'll see who it is. I believe that's the 10. It is indeed the 10 car of Jason Covington on the outside as well. So we have several drivers opting to take it 3 wide now. And that has worked so far. Cole Day back out front once again here in this race. But here comes the 4 making that move on the outside once again, as he has done time and time again. That inside row definitely proving that it is the line to be in right now. But the outside row has split in 2 to go 3 wide. So that one thing is going to make that inside row a little bit more dominant. And there goes the 37 right there of Cole Day. See, we'll slide in front of Jeremy Evans. I knew it was coming at some point, and here on lap 11 it does. We'll see. Will anybody else slide up? It's going to be Alex Huffman that is currently on the outside row. And very shocking there, the 37 of Cole Day goes back up to the outside lane. He wants to stay out there and work with these guys, as I did not see that move coming. He decided that he needed to be in the outside lane, and it's so far served him very well, as it got him to the lead, and now he's going to go back up there and work with those guys yet again. So we'll see this time around. I don't think that outside row has as much of momentum as it did before. So he essentially gave up the lead to go work with the 83, the 39, and I'm not sure who else that is there back there with him. I believe that's the 40 of Sal Casey. It is Mikey Neal right now currently falling back to 8th place in the number 8 machine. But don't count them out yet. Again, we're starting to see this second group form as we'll go back here a little bit. Looks like right behind Dan Butler. So Mike Rigney, Brandon Dorsett, Sam Crow, Brian Bizzle, Jason Covington, Brian Dorsey, Brian Jones, Jameer Muhammad. This whole group right in here, they're starting to hold back a little bit on the very top side. So I think they'll be able to catch the group. As we've already established, you can be really far back and still have the draft. So they will have a chance to catch them. Just the question is, when will they do it? And will we see a caution before they can do it? We'll be looking for that. As here comes this group. You got the 64 of Tony Rice. It's going to take it 3 wide, but he is going to change his mind, go 2 wide. I believe that is Cody Levitt in the 38 that is up high. Still, no, it's the 37. Sorry, Cole Day. That is still opting to go on the high side here. And he is going to fall back several spots, trying to hang in there as best he can. He indeed will lose a few spots before he can tuck back into line all the way to 10th place. So right now, definitely the inside row has the momentum, and that's where everybody's falling into place. And even this group we talked about that had fallen back a little bit, they have caught up to the main group because of the draft. Again, you're not out of it by any means. As we'll see, now it's Jeremy Evans still out front. Casey Shue to 2nd place, Alex Huffman 3rd, as they are going single file here on lap 14. Who will come out victorious here tonight? That is a question we will not know for about 50 more laps. We still have a lot of racing to go, as we'll pull it up here. 0 cautions for 0 caution laps. 51 laps to go. 6 different lead changes. I do expect to see those lead changes go up to at least 30. We may see upwards of 40 different lead changes here tonight. It really just depends on how active these drivers get. And they can indeed get very active, or they can be very calm. We'll have to wait and see how it does play it out. We'll see. We'll pull this graph up we haven't used in quite some time here. It's very old school. That is the gap to the leader. So you see your leader, that is Jeremy Evans. He is now 0.78. That is between 1st and 2nd place. Let's go all the way back here to Chris Brown, who's in 25th spot. That is the gap between 1st place and last place right now. It is right now 14 seconds, almost 14.6 seconds behind. When you're running 48-second laps, they won't catch him very soon, but they will catch him eventually, as that is going to be well out of the draft. Let's go up here to about midfield. Let's go up to 9th place with Mikey Neal. As you see right there, the difference, 0.708 between Jeremy Evans and Mikey Neal in 9th place. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that. A lot of good battles going on here, but so far, for the most part now, single file, as they have decided to single file it out. We do have a few takers there. I'm not sure who that is. I believe that's the 63. It is of Charles Hoffman that is going to take it to the outside, and if he does not find a way to tuck back in, he will lose several spots here, as he is right now currently 5th, and in one lap he could lose a ton of spots being stuck out there and nowhere to potentially get into line. As right behind him you have the 91, the 39, the 99, it looks like the 77, the 37, potentially the 70 or the 17 in there, the 87. He has no room to squeeze in. He may be able to get in between the 9 and the 39 and 99 if he can time it just right, but I don't think he's going to be able to. It's going to be very difficult to do with the momentum these guys are carrying, but he does have some help here coming behind him a little ways back here. It looks like it's going to be the 38 of Cody Levitt that is leading an outside group here, along with the 28, the 5. And I'm not sure who is behind these guys as well. That looks like the 9 is back there, and the 10. So we got about 5 cars trying to catch up to that front group. So he may have some company coming to see if they can help him out, but it's going to be a minute before he can get there. Meanwhile, he is going to fall back several spots before that can happen here. So hopefully he will be able to make something happen before that happens. Maybe get into that line and then pop back out once they can catch up to him. But we're caution-free here on lap 19 of 65. When we get to lap 20, we're going to go on board with another driver here, as third place belongs to Alex Huffman. So let's go ahead. We'll get on to the roll bar camera. Again, that camera is thanks to T&D Rusty. Of course, this windshield's a lot dirtier than it was before. But we're going to go radio silent. We'll be back in one lap as you're on board here with Alex Huffman. All right, we are back, and we're still riding on board here. As we wanted to point something out here, we were talking about this a little bit earlier. This is the best view to see it from on board here with Mikey Neal. We're talking about how they offset themselves. As you're watching the 40 of Sal Casey here, you can see how he is offsetting himself from the leader. As it looks like we're going to have some cars going down for pit stops here, as we're going to get back to our main camera, as our leader has pulled off the track. Not sure if this is for pit stops here. Jeremy Evans coming down. And indeed, a lot of guys coming down pit road. And they're going to funnel in here, as we're going to get to a different camera angle here. And it looks like for the most part everyone is. The 45 into the grass. I'm not sure if that is going to be a unsafe pit entrance going into the grass, but it looks like the 40 will slide through his pit stop. He has to back up. That is going to be bad news for him. He was running so good. We're going to go through all of these, and it looks like for the most part everyone else having fairly good stops here, as we'll see the 39 is pulling off. This is going to be tricky here to keep track of everybody, as everyone is on and off pit road so far. The only one that has not come down pit road is John Van Varelis. He is staying out here on 22 lap tires. He's coming down pit road this time, and when it's all said and done, it looks like it's going to cycle it around to Alex Huffman, but he is all by himself, as you can see, going on to the backstretch. Here comes the rest of the pack here, as they have completed their stops. Notice here, after that sliding to his pit stall, I'm sure this was already planned beforehand, as we're going to get down there. The 40 of Sal Casey, 8.7 seconds. He only took 2 tires. Again, he did slide through his pit stall, but I don't think that was the reason he took 2 tires. A lot of the time you will take only 2 here at Talladega or Daytona. I'm pretty sure I would be willing to guess that was probably pre-planned before he came down pit road, and it was probably a good thing he did because of sliding it through pit road, or through his pit stall here. But Jim Locking in third place right now, Roger Muth fourth, Justin Starr in fifth place. Though Brian Jones obviously did not get a penalty, he is out here 11.9 seconds on pit road. So a lot of short pit stops here, 10.5. I think we had a few drivers take only 2 tires. But John Van Varelis is your race leader, but Not for long, folks. I don't think. There it is. There goes Sal Casey to the outside. He will indeed pass him and take the lead. So now John Van Rels is going to have to tuck in. The good news is he's not a lap down. He timed that perfectly, that he is still on the lead lap in 4th position. Justin Starr, the 8 of Mikey Neal, the 45 of Brian Jones, and Craig Swartz in the 17, as well as the 37 of Cole Day. Those guys are coming very quickly, and right there you're going to see them get by him, as it did not take much to do so, and we didn't think it would. He's, well, he is up to pace speed. Those group of cars are always going to get by, and now we have another battle here. Going to be for the lead. Here comes Justin Starr. Let's see, can he lead his first lap here in tonight's race? We'll see, can he lead? He's out front. Justin Starr coming to the start-finish line. Can he lead his first lap? And it looks like it's going to be a battle between him and the 17 of Craig Schwartz. And it is indeed going to be the 99 of Justin Starr leading his first lap here in this series and this race. I believe this series. I could be correct, wrong on that. But either way, his first lap here in tonight's race. He was, again, we'll pull that up real fast for his information. He was 10th fastest in qualifying, but in practice he was actually up into the top 5, top 3, and even at the top of the boards for a while. So I do expect to see him up front battling all night tonight. So far, for anyone that's just tuning in, we are caution free here, 41 laps to go, as we are clicking off laps very quickly. Roughly about every 20 laps or so we're going to need to pit. So this could get very interesting to see how this one plays out as far as pit stops. Will we see any cautions that do change the dynamic of this race? Well, that will be determined here shortly. Right now, it has been a just outstanding race here. So we're going to go zoom in here just a little bit to this group. We don't technically have a crank it up camera here tonight, but while we have this group together again, let's go a little crank it up here. We're going to crank these cars up and let you watch this battle here for the top 5. Alright, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Again, just a little crank it up there. We don't have a true crank it up camera tonight. Oh, that's, yeah, let us know we did lose some frames there. We do apologize for that. Had a little burp in the internet, but looks to be good now. We'll see as we're keeping an eye on chat here as well tonight. Justin Starr putting on a heck of a run. Cole Day back out front. Again, the 37's name is not showing up in the overlays. That is Cole Day. If we get a caution, we'll reset and get his name in there. But right now, we are caution free here in the race. And it has been a just an outstanding race as the 40 gets to the back bumper and gets him a little bit of damage. That may pose a problem since he is the lead car. We'll see. Can Cole Day with that damage hang on? As you can see right there, you can see how it's bent in just a little bit. Let's go to the nose here of the 40s. We'll go back to Sal Casey here and we'll go to his nose camera. See if you can get a good shot. Actually, let's go to the roll bar camera. As there, you can see that damage to the 37. How that wing or the splitter there on the back doesn't just naturally curve a little bit. It actually goes straight down. That is that little bit of damage where the 40 got to his back bumper. But so far, it's not hurting him too terribly bad. But it is going to be enough to hurt him. As there goes, he is going to opt to take it high. As we'll go there, he is going to take it to the third row. Definitely a smart move, I think. Although that damage was not his fault, he is going to opt to stay down low or stay up high. And then what he's doing right now, getting behind these guys to try to be a push car. He can push right now a lot better then he can lead the pack because of that damage, and he is going to tuck in on the inside row. So we'll see. Just kind of wait and see if he gets back up there here shortly. So we are coming up on the halfway point here momentarily. There it is, 35 laps to go. We're about to start lap 32 as we are now. 34 laps to go on lap 32. So we are closing in on the halfway point very quickly. This race has gone very fast because it has gone caution-free. We'll see, and right as we say it, we cut a first caution of the night, and it is going to be the 38 involved. Looks like Mike Rigney in the 30 is going to be involved as well. So let's go back and see what happened. What happened here to the 37 is, I'm not sure why we're not on him. Here's the 30 of Mike Rigney and the 37 involved in this. What? Something, 38, something definitely happened between these guys. Oh, there it is. Mike Rigney gets the nose to the back bumper, spins him around. The 38's involved, as well as the 70, who was the one that got to the back bumper of the 30, and from then on it was chaos behind them. That will be our first and only caution here for tonight's race so far. So we're going to step away and get to a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
Say command.
What is the weather like in LA?
The weather is clear in LA.
What is the weather like in New York?
The weather is rain in New York.
Use flow mode.
Flow.
Say hello, TT.
Hello, TT.
Alright, lights are off on the pace car. We are still under caution. However, we are going back to racing this next time by. Again, it is a long way around this track. We're going to bring up your caution chart real fast. One caution for 3 laps. 30 laps ago, this race is past the halfway point now. So it is just a matter of time before laps start winding down until this race is over. With that, we are back having a cough fit over here. Again, we are just moments away from getting the green flag. Pace car just about ready to dive off and go to where it belongs on pit road. We will have 29 laps to go when we get the green flag. Alright, pace car is diving off, and it is making its way back to the end of pit road. Green flag is just moments away. It is going to be the 45 of Brian Jones that is out front after pit stops here. We'll see, can the 40 get by him? Who will have the good start? Green flag is in the air here once again for the restart here at Talladega Super Speedway as the 40... looks like he did get to the line first. He may have opted for the outside line. We didn't see who came out first on pit road as we were in a commercial break. Craig Swartz in the 17, his I believe first race here, and putting on a good run. John Van Varellis, who we saw pit later than everybody that first time, here he is sitting in third place right now, putting together a fantastic run for himself. Followed by Roger Muth and Mikey Neal, as Mikey Neal is going to take it to the inside row. And we'll see, we have somebody taking it to the outside. That is the 5 car back there. That is Brandon Dorsett that is going to try to make it 3 wide here at the restart of the race. He's got, looks like the 28 and 9, possibly the 64 that want to go with him. But so far, really scattered here. Not a whole lot going on. Here comes Mikey Neal in the 8. He's going to take it 3 wide. And he thinks better of that. No, there he goes. I thought he slipped back in. He did, and slipped back out, back in again. As Mikey Neal once again going to try to go 3 wide. But he thinks once again not going to happen. And he continues to go 3 wide. But he really wants to get to the front and make something happen here. Once again, he was a little further up earlier, and he wants to get back to the front where he started. We'll see, can he do it right now? Brian Jones still leading this race. They have single filed out front. We'll definitely be waiting to see, can Sal Casey get back up to the front. Again, he's led 2 laps, but so far it is Brian Jones that is leading this race. He has now led 5 laps. Well, let's see here. Let's go back a little ways where we're seeing some action going on. Back here to the 99, the 83 getting in there. We got the 21 to Dan Butler getting into a mix. These guys are all battling for about 10th position. 8th, 9th, and 10th all battling together. We'll see how these kind of play out here. As again, we've seen a lot of racing action here. Just to update everyone that's out there watching right now, Justin Spear off the track now for about 50 seconds or so. Mike Rigney on pit road. Cody Levitt out of the race. Sam Crow on pit road. Ray Moss and Trevor Graffam are out of the race as well. So those drivers are officially out of the race. And technically, Trevor Graffam did not start the race here tonight. Ray Moss, the last driver that did start the race, that is out of it right now. So that's unfortunate for him, as we are now on 7 laps in this stint. And just looking here at our chart after that caution pit stop around there, the 45 of Brian Jones did not come down pit road. He has 20 laps on those tires. Tires really don't mean a huge amount here at Talladega. However, we saw them come in around 22 laps or so. So I'm very curious if he's going to be able to make it on fuel here before the next caution or the next round of pit stops do come into play. That could possibly pose him a problem if he's unable to make it. But right now he's doing a good job holding them off, as he has only had 1 pit stop. Everyone else has had 2 or 3 pit stops. You go back to Spear, who is coming out back onto the track right there. He is going to go 6 laps down. But Justin Spear back out onto the track. Again, he has to follow the commitment cone, as Sal Casey is going to get pushed by the 4 to the lead, and he will possibly slide down in front of Brian Jones. We'll see. Right now, it's not happening, but I do expect him to slide down there eventually and take that lead. As there he does it, and the 4 wanted to go with him, couldn't do it, and no, he's not. So the 40 not quite getting the lead here. Now he's going to get pushed to the 3rd lane, and we're going to go 3 wide coming to the line. It looks like Jeremy Evans is going to possibly get it. We'll see at the line. Oh, it's going to be the 45 of Brian Jones. We are now 3 laps away from officially being 20 laps to go here in your race at Talladega Superspeedway. We have seen a lot of great racing and only 1 caution, 17 lead changes. I really figured we'd see more than that, but surprisingly enough, we have not. So only 1 caution, 23 laps to go, 17 different lead changes. I'm very surprised by that. But here comes Jeremy Evans on the outside. Can he make a bid for the lead? Gonna see, it's coming to the line. Jeremy Evans has the momentum, and I think he may get it here. He does indeed. Jeremy Evans leads 1 more lap to lead. 12 laps. He is now tied for the most laps led here in this race with Cole Day in the 37, who, by the way, is falling back, and we got cars going around. A huge wreck on the turn 2 going into the backstretch. Caution is out once again, and I believe the 99 of Justin Starr got turned. Let's go back and take a look. What happened here? I do believe the 99 got turned. That is, again, Justin Starr in that 99 machine, running so good. Led some laps here today. We'll see if that was the case, as I saw a purple car going around, and I'm not sure what the cause was. Right there, a back bumper. The 83 of Alex Huffman gets the 99. The 40 involved. The 9. I believe that was the 37, 38 involved. A ton of cars. The 17 involved. Really, the question is who wasn't involved. The 64, that car is torn up from Tony Rice. A lot of cars involved in that. As we'll go back one more time here to Justin Starr, and let's go on board with him real fast, thanks to T&D Rustic Decor. We are looking for a new sponsor for the onboard camera. If you have a company who would like to sponsor that, you sure can. Just message us at VRN, and right there's the turn, and then it is on from there, as he is mixed up right in the middle of this, and you can get a front seat view as to the chaos that ensued afterwards. Just a horrible ordeal here for the 99 of Justin Starr and the 83 as they get together, and that will bring out our second caution of the night as we go back up to live. Jeremy Evans is your race leader. Let's see if we can't get Justin Starr in here real quick for a quick interview and see what we have going on. And actually, we're going to get back here. We're going to wait for him to get to pit road before we bring him up here as to not get him any speeding penalties or anything like that by surprising him. So we'll get him on the radio here as soon as we can as he is coming down at pit road here while we're under caution. And we'll get in a quick word with him as he has heavy damage. We'll see. He is going to put it on pit road, so we'll go ahead and bring him up here. Justin Starr, you got a copy?
Yeah.
Well, we got you here on pit road. We didn't want to get you a speeding penalty to add to it here, but we overheard right before we went live with you. It sounded like you had optional repairs. Opting not to take them here as we see you going back on the track, but give us a rundown of what happened there. It looked like the 83 just got you in the back bumper.
Roger was out in front of me and he checked up a little bit, and when he checked up I had to back off not to get in the back of him, and Alex had nothing. He was right on my rear end, so it just went me avoiding hitting Roger to getting hit by Alex. Racing.
Well, definitely, you know, that's probably the biggest wreck we've seen here tonight. I only had one other caution before that. It's been some really good racing here, and you have led 4 laps prior to that. You do have some damage, so
yeah.
You think you'll be able to get to the front? I have a feeling it's going to be a little difficult with that damage.
It's not going to happen. 4th gear, I'm running 6 RPMs. So it's just basically I'm out here till this engine blows up.
That is definitely not going to be the finish that we expected here. We really thought you had a shot.
I was hoping I'd get back up there. I had an incident on pit road. I got hit, and then had to reline up with my pit stall. Lost a lot of time there when I was up in the front, and I was making my way back up there before that happened. I don't know exactly what happened in front of Roger, but he checked up and then I checked up, and that was the result of it.
Well, definitely a disappointing finish here for you, but before we get you back down there, I know regardless of how it all finishes out, you got some sponsors and shout-outs, so who would those be here for getting you to the track tonight?
iRacing Drivers World, Global Building Contractors, and Dan Butler Designs, and Charles Wooten in VRN.
All right, well, we're glad to be here. And that being said here, we are going to take a really short commercial break real quick. We'll be right back here when these lights go off, and we'll go racing one more time. Alright, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. The lights are off on the pace car. One day before we go green, we're going to go ahead and pull up your cautions here. 2 cautions so far for only 7 laps under caution out of the 47 laps completed. So we have completed 40 laps under green out of the 48. So just an hour 47, just an outstanding race here as far as cautions go. We have 18 laps to go, going to be 17 at the line. Notably, we have 18 laps to go, so less than 20 laps to go before the race comes to an end. Again, we can't say enough of just how good the racing is for these guys. They have done a fantastic job of putting together a great race here, a great league. Just always has some really good racing. I thought we were going to go caution they're free there for a while. That didn't play out that way. However, it has, for the most part, gone caution free, with again only 7 laps under caution. We'll see how this one plays. So it is Jeremy Evans that is out front. He has now led 16 laps. He definitely has proven that he has got a car to put it in victory lane. Brian Jones, though, sitting there in second place. Again, remember, he did not pit on the last time, and he managed to hang on, lead some laps, and stay in the top 5. Comes down pit roads, comes out back in the top 5 in second place. Roger Muth, followed by Jim Locking and Mikey Neal, sitting in 5th place right now. So can Mikey Neal come in here, who was so dominant in the Xfinity and Truck Series, won so many races? Can he do it again here tonight and continue that streak into the iRacing Drivers World Racing Series? That will be determined. As I had a little cough there, but we are back. Green flag is back in the air. Jeremy Evans on the gas pedal once again. And we'll see, it's going to be the 45 tucking in behind them, followed by the 39. So 1, 2, and 3 come out that way, and they are single file very quickly. No surprise there. I expected to see just that. Jason, to answer your question, it really depends on the league. Some leagues run 12-week seasons, 14. We have some leagues that run from January all the way to October, November. It really just depends on the league and what they run. If they want to run, 3 or 4 seasons a year, or if they want to run 1 season all year long. It really just kind of depends on the league itself and how they set their stuff up. So that hopefully answers that question for you. But right now we got some really good battling going on for about 5th place right now, as these guys are really starting to duke it out. And it is 5th place, who we haven't talked about a whole lot. We haven't even talked about 5th or 6th right now. Jason Covington in 5th place right now. It's someone we haven't talked about at all tonight in that 2 machine. That is Jameer Muhammad, putting on a good run here, coming from a little further back here. Let's see, I believe he started mid-pack to the rear. We'll pull up that information. He did start at 15th. He is all the way up to 6th place right now. Again, in a track like this where it's a super speedway, it's not about really where you start. It's about where you finish. And, the only benefit to having a qualifying run and putting yourself up front is having that pit stall selection where you get to pick where you want to be. You don't really get to pick it here, but you get that front pit stall if you can get pole. So there are advantages to getting the pole, but there are advantages to hanging back at the back of the field too. So we'll see, as now Jameer Muhammad is going to be in 2nd place. He's pushing the 10 of Jason Covington to the lead, and we may have a new leader that we have not seen all night long. That is Jason Covington coming to the line, and we'll see, is he going to get enough of a push from the 2? Again, the line would be right there normally, but it is all the way past the start-finish line there. Oh, and the 10 goes around. The caution is out. He is upside down, barrel rolling over and over again. And that will bring out our third caution. Let's go back and take a look at that as we're going to go here. Let's go on board with Jason Covington here. As we're going to go to the roll bar camera. Let's go on board with him and see what happened in that 10 machine. As right in here, we'll switch back to him. This is with Jamir Muhammad. It was a very slight tap. I'm not sure exactly what happened. But right there it happens, and then Jason Covington going for a violent ride, end over end, barrel rolling it down the front stretch and into turn 1 as he finally brings it to a stop. That car has a ton of damage, and that is going to do it for him as it is smoking. We go back up to your leaders. And we will go back to live. So Jeremy Evans, currently your race leader, one of the few cars with no damage. Jamir Muhammad doesn't have a whole lot of damage. I don't even think they really hit that hard. May have been a little bit of a net code, not sure, but definitely the 2 gets into the 10. The 10 goes around and coming up very hard into the grounds repeatedly over and over again. That is Jason Covington. As you can see the damage there, that is just a torn up car here tonight. So that is very unfortunate for him, but he is on pit road as your race leader still is the 4 of Jeremy Evans. We're going to step away and take a short commercial break, and we will be right back. Alright, folks, I have one thing and one thing only to say. If you're not on the edge of your seat right now, you might as well get there, because that was a violent wreck for the 10 of Jason Covington. Finally gets to the front and then goes for a barrel roll. I believe at least 10 barrel rolls before that car came to a stop just after the start-finish line. Just a horrific crash. Definitely not the way Jason Covington expected it to go here tonight. As he worked his way through this field, he got as high as second place. Technically, I think he even had first place for a while. Didn't technically lead a lap here, but did have it up there. Just a violent ride for him, as we are still under caution here. Again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight to the race. As always, we do have some new features that we are working on. And if you want to be a more part of VR in here, we do have new our old normal way where you can donate to the channel to help keep us going and pay those bills, or we have a super chat, or you can become a member of the channel as well. So those are all new ways you can do it, or you can just do it the old school way through PayPal with the link that pops up in chat. But we want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight, as it has again been a fantastic night of racing here. We hope you enjoyed this broadcast. If you did, hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell to be notified of all upcoming events, and of course hit the thumbs up button. Let's see how many likes we can get on this broadcast. I know we're sitting at 8 right now, 7 or 8. Let's see if we can get that to double digits, maybe even 20 likes. Share it out there to everyone you know, as we're going to try our best. So we're going to take a minute here to look at chat, see what we got going on. Well, definitely, Jason, we'd love to have you here on iRacing. It is a very well-organized machine, run very well. Now, there are a lot of leagues on there that do have a chase format. I know we have quite a few here at VRN that do not. There are a lot of chase formats in play here. I know RACECORE themselves here does not have a chase format, but there are a lot out there that do. John is very correct on that. And Randy Post, we have you in chat. Long time no see. How was the Dover race for you tonight? I know you were out there watching Dover, as Chase Elliott put it in the victory lane here this afternoon. The question is, that race was fairly clean. So is this race. Who will be putting it into victory lane here tonight? Will it be Jeremy Evans? Will it be Brian Jones, Jameer Muhammad, John Van Rellis, Roger Muth? Those are just the top 5 drivers here that have a chance. Then you get behind them, you have another group of guys. Brian Bizzle, Brandon Dorsett, and Mikey Neal is still in there. Dan Butler and Charles Hoffman. Those are your top 10 drivers right now here in this race. The lights are going off this time, so we have just about 2.5 minutes while they pace around this track before we go racing one more time. Well, I would imagine it would be fairly hot. They're watching the race. However, it was cloudy, rainy, and dreary here in Texas as we were getting ready for this race. But definitely thanks for tuning in, and I'm sure we'll be chatting after this race anyway, as I do see you in TeamSpeak. We have quite a few drivers here tonight. Just to give a quick update on tonight's race so far, we had 27 drivers that came here, 26 that started, as Trevor Gratham did not start tonight's race. Just to give a quick update, as of right now, Jason Covington, of course, involved in that last incident. He is on pit road. There are 17 drivers on the track. Cole Day out of the race. Craig Swartz out of the race. Sal Casey out of the race. Brian Dorsey, Mike Rigney, Sam Crow on pit road. Cody Levitt and Ray Moss out of the race. Those are how the drivers that are out of this race on pit road at the current time, as we are getting ready to get this thing go racing one more time here with, it looks like about 8 laps to go and week the green, if my math's correct. Sorry, 10 laps to go right now. It's going to be 9 laps to go when we get the green flag here, which should be our last green flag restart of the night. Should be. We'll see if it is. If we have 5 or less laps to go, we will not go racing again. That is the cutoff point. So we'll see pace cars making its slow return to its spot at the end of pit road. And these drivers are already starting to rev these engines up just a little bit. You can hear them winding up to get going here one more time. Again, normally right here would be the start-finish line, but if you're not familiar, Talladega Superspeedway, not only is it the biggest track, there's the green flag. You're about to see, here's the end of pit road, there's your start-finish line. It is well past the end of pit road. So It is very different, but it is a very fun track to race at for anyone that's never been here. 9 laps to go, though, here in the race. Brian Jones going to get kind of hung out to dry on the outside. Will he be able to get some help? Oh, Jameer Muhammad getting a little squirmy there in that 2 machine as we'll zoom in and get a shot of him. He really got squirmy. He may have had a little help from the 87 of John Van Varelis. Here comes the 45. He's going to tuck down in front of him. What a move here by Brian Jones to tuck in between the 4 and the 2. As he is going to do a very good job of doing that. It was not a very big hole, and he found a way to fill it, as he definitely needed to get in there and get in this groove. But now he's got to find a way to get past the 4 of Jeremy Evans with 8 laps to go. Coming to the line right there. Now 8 laps to go. That's all that remains here at tonight's race. Brian Bizzle on the outside. He currently has second, but not by much, as they get side by side, almost making contact. If he pushes him up a little bit, he could force him 3 wide and take that spot away. We'll see if he does indeed do that, as right now he hasn't quite done it. We'll see. It's an option that he has, but not very many people will take it. Here comes Mikey Neal sitting in 6th place right now. He's got a lot of speed behind him. He's being pushed by John Van Varelis. John Van Varelis is going to dip down. He's also got the 5 pushing him of Brandon Dorsett. So right now it's 5 on 4 here. We'll take a little bit wider look. You can see right there, technically 4 on 4. Then you have the 21 of Dan Butler mixed in here as well, right behind them in 9th place. Alex Huffman a little bit off here in the 83. These guys here are the ones with damage. So really, this is our main focus. This is the group here, your 9 cars that don't have a whole lot of damage on them, if any at all. So we'll see. Let's go back to Dan Butler here in that 21. And I don't see any damage on him either. So unless he's got some, no, he doesn't on the front. So maybe just a scrape on the hood. These, again, 9 drivers that don't have any damage. The 28 of Brian Bizzle just took the lead. Will he lead this lap? Coming to the line, I think he's probably going to if he doesn't get hooked there. He doesn't. And again, coming to the line, it's actually going to be the 28 barely getting by Roger Muth there to lead that lap. What a lap here. Brian Bizzle leads that lap. Roger Muth almost there, though. Roger Muth would love to get in victory lane here in that 39 machine. No, you know, we're not partial to any one driver, but I'm sure we'd love to see that orange paint job there, just because we do love the color orange here for Thermal Take, as they pretty much have our computer. Every part in it for our streaming computer is provided by them. So definitely we'd like to see that orange car in victory lane, or the 45, just because we're partial to that color. Right now, I'm not sure who is going to be in victory lane, as it is going to be 3 wide, and Mikey Neal going to take it back 2 wide, as I thought he was going to make something happen here. Again, you basically have 8 cars, as the 21 of Dan Butler is falling behind this group. I wouldn't say he's out of the draft just yet. He has definitely fallen back just a little bit, but don't count him out. He's fast, and these guys could very well end up together in a wreck as much as they are together right now. It is very possible that something could happen, and they could wind up getting into a wreck. So we'll be keeping an eye on all of that here just to see how it plays out. And looks like this time they're coming to the line. Is it going to be Jeremy Evans, or is it going to be Brian Bizzle? It's going to be Jeremy Evans on the high side as they get by Justin Starr there on the outside, and it's going to be Jeremy Evans that has the momentum this time. Oh, there goes the 4 around. Caution is out. Let's go back and take a look as Dan Butler gets into him. Caution is out once again. Let's take a quick look. Caution is out, and we'll see what brought it out here. We got the 28 and the 4 side by side, and I'm not sure. Did the 4 have a little bit of help here? We'll be looking to see. Oh, he cuts down in front of the 28. Gets the spot back. No contact. Oh, the 4 bumper hooks him. Or the 28, sorry. Bumper hooks the 4. Dan Butler in the 21. Nowhere to go. And just clobbers the 4 right in the passenger side. Again, Brian Bislin, the 28, bumper hooks the 4 of Jeremy Evans, spinning him around, and that will do it here for the race. As you can see right there, 3 laps to go. We will not go racing again. That will do it here for tonight's race. So we are going to step away to our last caution or commercial break of the night, and we'll be right back here in just a few moments.
I can't believe he flow. I just curry now. I can't believe he flow. Curry now. I can't believe he flow. I just curry now. I can't believe, yeah.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. As again, you are riding on Your pace lap here is you're watching the 28th. Brian Bizzle, your unofficial race winner, until we get it to the start-finish line here, as we will switch over to the pace car so you can get a shot here, as we'll go back to the gearbox camera. Again, riding with the pace car here for just a little bit to give you a feel here. I'm not sure why it's switching over to that camera for some reason. There we go. Oh, there's the bumper cam. We don't obviously want that. So we'll go back here to the left rear. As you can see, those drivers running from the pace car. That is clearly not the pace car here for some reason, so not sure why it is. But there's from the back view of Brian Bizzle, who is, again, your unofficial race winner. We'll go to Roger Muth and go to his nose camera. There is your 28, the race leader at the moment. They are coming up on the start-finish line here momentarily. We'll see if he can make it. I don't see any damage on the car. No reason he wouldn't make it to victory lane. As again, we'll go up to your race leader in just a few moments. He will officially be your race winner. Right now, everything unofficial. The 39er Roger Muth trying to fake some people out, like he's going to go down pit road here. Obviously, he is not going to go down. As we'll zoom out just a little bit. As again, the start-finish line is a little bit past where you might think it would be, as there's the cone, and in another about 20 feet or so, you will see start-finish line right there, and that will do it, as Brian Bizzle is officially going to be the race winner here in his first win in this series. So a good job for him to get the win, followed by Roger Muth and Brian Jones are going to be your top three. So we'll go ahead and get to your unofficial race results. Coming in first here tonight, of course, is going to be the 28 of Brian Bizzle. Second place will be the 39 of Roger Muth. Third place will be the 45 of Brian Jones. Fourth place will be the 8 of Mikey Neal. Fifth place will be the 2 of Jameer Muhammad. Sixth place will go to John Van Varela. Seventh place will go to Brandon Dorsett. Eighth place will go to Alex Huffman. Ninth place to Chris Brown. And 10th place will go to Jim Lockie. 11th place will go to Charles Hoffman. 12th place will go to Justin Starr. 13th will go to Scotty Zerk. 14th will go to Dan Butler. 15th will go to Tony Rice. 16th will go to Jeremy Evans. 17th will go to Justin Spear. 18th will go to Jason Covington. 19th will go to Cole Day. And 20th will go to Craig Swartz. 21st will go to Sal Casey. 22nd, Brian Dorsey. 23rd, Mike Rigney. 24th, Cody Levitt. And 25th will go to Sam Crow. 26th will go to Ray Moss. And 27th will go to Trevor Graffam, who did not start tonight's race. That will do it here for your unofficial race results. We are going to step away here for just a moment and get ready for your Randy's Wraps post-race show as we talk to your top three drivers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with your post-race show and your top 3 interviews presented by Randy's Wraps. Coming in at third place, someone who I'm quite familiar with myself, not only with this league, I have seen him in another league. That is the 45, I know him as the 21, but the 45 of Brian Jones. Started 17th here tonight. You finished third. You led 9 laps. Had a good shot at getting the win here tonight. So, first off, congrats on third place. And what was this race like? Is we went quite a bit of it caution-free.
I started, intentionally at the back. I didn't qualify, just to try and see how the field was going to play it out. If we could avoid any wrecks. On that first pit stop, I was able to make up a ton of positions. I guess people didn't check their braking points for pit road, and I was able to pass a lot of people coming on a pit road, and that put me in the front for the next pit stop. And I was just in a good position to avoid all the wrecks, kind of there in the middle of the race.
Well, definitely there were some wrecks, some here and there. We had a really big one that a lot of people were lucky to avoid, as it was chaos back there on the track. But overall, we'll get your thoughts on this, but for Talladega, being as fast as these cars are going, I really think it was a fairly clean race. We did see quite a few lead changes, you being one of those, of course, but overall, to compare some Talladega races that you've been in, how would this race stack up to how clean it was? Because it looked fairly clean from up here.
Well, it was certainly better than the Carb Cup or any of those rookie series. But, I mean, for how much draft these cars put off of them and how good the second lane was, I was surprised that we didn't see more cautions than we did. But overall, it was a good race. Unfortunately, we didn't have all 3 Bryans on the podium, but maybe the next race.
We'll definitely be looking to see if we can get all 3 Bryans on there. But that being said, we know you have a sponsor on that car and some shout-outs. So who would those be here for that third place finish?
Yeah, I just want to thank Jalopnik.com. I want to thank iRacing Drivers World and Global Building Contractors.
All right. Well, again, congrats on third place, and hopefully we'll see you here shortly, maybe at the next race. All right. Second place is going to be the 39 of Roger Muth. Barely by .342 was the gap between first and second. It was a drag race to the end. And right now, looking here, you started 13th, finished in second. You also led 2 laps. So congrats on second place. And same question, give us your thoughts on tonight's race as a whole. And then what were those last probably 5 to 6 laps before that last caution came out like?
Well, you got to ask. You didn't see it? It was exciting, wasn't it?
It was indeed, but we wanted to get your point of view from it.
No, there was a lot of give and take there in the beginning. There was a couple new guys out here kind of got us a little nervous. But we made that all work. I was a little nervous when we made that first green flag pit stop there. We saw a couple guys key up, said they were coming in. A couple of us were speaking and whatnot. We were going to come in together, and all of a sudden it seemed like everybody was coming. So I was a little worried coming into the pits there with the green flag pit stop, because I don't believe a lot of us have made many green flag stops together on a super speedway. So it was a little nerve-wracking. But hey, we made it work there and worked our way to the front here. We worked pretty good. Mikey Neal there at the end, I got to thank him. He was going to push me, and unfortunately that yellow just came out. Those last couple laps, we saw some door banging, some rubbing, something that kind of makes you a little nervous at a super speedway, because one wrong move, it just wipes out everybody.
Yeah, definitely can. And we always ask that question, do you think you had anything for the leader here tonight? However, that question just doesn't really apply at a track like Talladega or Daytona, where it's about draft, working with other cars. So we can't really ask that one because it really isn't a fair question. But, coming into tonight, did you have a group of drivers that you knew you were going to work with? And then did you pick some up along the way that you think you worked well with?
I'll work with anybody who wants to work with me.
Well, definitely a good strategy coming into the night. As we know of this type of racing, it is everyone works with each other till that last lap, and then everybody's trying to get the win. Again, just a hair short here tonight. You finished second. So who are those sponsors on the car you need to thank, and is there any shout-outs you want to give for that second place finish?
Yeah, I got to thank iRacing Drivers World for coming on board, stepping up so we could get this broadcasted by you over here at VRN. I got to thank Global Building Contractors for a lot that they do over here also with RACECORE. Dan Butler Designs and Graphics. Anybody looking for a graphic or something for a t-shirt, Dan Butler does a heck of a job. Contact him. Obviously, I got to thank you, and I got to thank Mikey. He was helping me out there at the end because I didn't have, I'll work with anybody, but I didn't have any friends up here per se that were willing to go with me.
Oh, definitely that is how it goes. Sometimes everyone will work with you, but you won't call them your friend, especially not till the race is over. Then you go back to being friends again. But great job on second place as always. And finishing one spot ahead here, he didn't lead the most laps. He didn't really lead a lot of laps, but he led the ones that mattered. You led 6 laps here, and most importantly, that last lap here in the race. And big time note is y'all can see it on the screen. You gained 20 positions. You started 21st, finished first. I would be willing to bet that's probably the biggest mover here tonight. So to come from nearly the rear of this field to first place, what is that like, and how hard was it to get through this field and avoid all them wrecks?
The beginning of this is really easy. You just ride in the back and just let everything play out.
Well, that is true. The beginning of this race, I think we went like 30 or some odd laps before we had a first caution. Getting on pit road here, it is a little tricky. It's not that you have a limited space to do it or anything. It's pretty wide open. But did you have anybody when you were going over radio or anything like that that you planned to work with coming into tonight, or did you talk to those people throughout the race? Because one thing we know about this is you need to come in with a group of drivers in order to have some draft once you come out of pit. So did you have a strategy for that?
Yeah, I had my teammates here, Brandon and Jason. We pitted a lap before everybody else so we could have the pit lane to ourselves, and we just stayed together all night. And then Jason got caught up in a late wreck, and then Brandon got stuck behind a couple cars, and he said, "You go do your thing, go get us a win." That's what I did.
Well, you definitely did that. Again, it doesn't matter how many laps you lead as long as you lead the last one. So you did that indeed. An outstanding run here for you to finish in first place. Again, it was a hard-fought battle for everyone here tonight. So we know you got some sponsors on the car and some shout-outs. So who would those be here for that victory?
I'd like to thank y'all for everything y'all do over there, broadcasting us. Covington Motorsports, couldn't have done it without him. Roger Muth, he actually helped me get the lead. That was nice of him. iRacing Drivers World, Justin, all he does, and my niece, I think she's at home watching tonight. I'd like to tell her, Ray.
All right. Well, again, congrats on the win here tonight. That being said, we are just about done here, folks. We want to thank all the sponsors here on the racing side of things. Of course, Global Building Contractors, Leo's Coney Island, Dan Butler Designs, and of course the presenting sponsor here for tonight's race, iRacing Drivers World. And on the racing side, or the broadcast side of things, big shout out to all of our partners as well. Wool's Beard Co., Sim Speed Shop, Northwest Racing Series, Ohio IndyCar League, iBog, and of course Randy's Wraps. That will do it here for tonight's broadcast. We'll see you tomorrow night for the Northwest Xfinity Series at 10:30 p.m. Central Time, so don't miss it. Until then, have a safe rest of your Sunday night, and we'll see you tomorrow.